Your mind is powerful. You create your reality. What you believe, what you assume, you experience, you create. And in this video, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to demonstrate it to you. I'm going to actually show you a real life study from Howard University that demonstrates this without a doubt of how powerful your mind is, and how when you change your mind, when you change your belief, when you change your assumption, your reality and your experiences and your result changes, right? Because I believe sometimes this kind of concept, this kind of things can sound a bit like woo-woo or motivational, but we need like a part of us wants like give me the fact, give me the proof, show me the science a little bit. And this is what this video is designed to do, to give you the evidence, to give you the research, to convince you fully if you want to see real, tangible, long-lasting result in your life. And so this research takes us back to 2008 from Howard University, and they decided to study a group of 84 maids, and they wanted to see how can we help them improve their lifestyle, lose weight, and just feel better in their life, right? Now, we're talking about maids. This is a hard working job. Like, we're talking about cleaning over 10 rooms a day, vacuuming, changing bed sheet, carrying stuff. Like, it's hard work, right? Nobody's gonna doubt this. It is hard work. Now, what they noticed is that a big majority, in fact, over 70% of those women were overweight on the BMI index, right? So they started to wonder, like, how come they're making so much physical exercise every single day, like non-stop, but they're still overweight? So they started asking them, like, what do you think you're overweight? Like, what are you doing to lose weight? What have you tried? And so on. And they all said, well, at the end of the work, I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I tried going to the gym and running and walking and eating better diets. And I started, they tried all those, what everybody does to lose weight. But they just can't sustain it because of how tired they are after work, right? And so this is the purpose of the study, the research. Can we help them lose weight, improve their lifestyle, improve how they feel in their body without them changing anything about their diet, about the gym, about what they're doing in their lifestyle, but simply about changing their mind first? What would happen? And so they split randomly the group into 42 maids, 42 maids. With the first group, they didn't do anything. They focused on the second group. And they told them, look, we want to share something very interesting with you, because we've been listening to you and you're talking about losing weight and so on, but there's something that we found very interesting. And this is where things got very interesting. Did you actually know that doing what you do at work, being a maid and so on, you're actually getting way more daily activity exercise than recommended? So you're burning more calories, you're working out more, you're taking so many steps, you're actually physically doing a very requiring, demanding work and job. And all of the maids were like, no, we don't know. Like, there was a belief difference, there was an assumption difference, there was like this limiting belief of what they almost didn't believe that. Like, they knew they were working out and so on, but when they saw the fact, when they saw the steps, when they saw the graph, when they really were educated to understand just how much physical demand there is on their body to do what they do, it started to change and break down those old beliefs and assumptions to the point that they started to realize, holy shit, I'm exercising more than if I were going to the gym 1 hour a day every single day, right? And doing steps or running and so on. And that was the only thing they did, right? They convinced them without a doubt that they're getting enough physical activity. And now they wanted to see what would happen in 30 days, 1 month from now. What would be the result by simply allowing them to understand from a greater level of awareness the impact of the physical work ethic. And in just 4 weeks, the result blew their mind. Almost all of the women lost weight, their body fat decreased, their weight to hips ratio decreased, right? But not only that, like their mood and their like when you exercise and so on, you feel so much better. When you start to lose weight, you feel better in your skin. So your confidence and your enthusiasm and your zest for life just increase a little bit, right? And that was exactly what was happening. Like, those women were transforming inside out, and nothing changed in their life. Not their job, not the amount of work that was required, not their lifestyle, not their diet, not their thing. Only the belief that they were exercising more than enough already to lose weight. And so what's the insight that we can get from this research, right? You see the beauty of this research. It demonstrates so simply that the only thing preventing those maids from being healthier, from losing weight, from having the body that they want, was not like getting enough exercise and doing everything that those Instagram, freaking genius fitness guru want you to do, right? The biggest role, the biggest challenge was the belief in their mind. I can't, I have to do all these things, I'm not getting enough. Like that voice, that belief, those assumptions. And the body responds to whatever happens in your mind. And so when that wall was broken down and when a new program was upgraded, the body responded accordingly. And it just followed. And then you can measure it, and then you can see it, and then it becomes reality. And I can tell you from my own personal life, I used to be a hard gainer. I used to be skinny. I used to struggle putting weight on. I had the opposite problem from everybody. I could eat everything and never gain weight. That was my challenge, right? So I always wanted to gain weight. I wanted to gain muscle, to be leaner, to be stronger, to be fitter. For a long time, despite going to the gym 3-4 times a week, I struggled, right? I was a hard gainer. That was my belief. That was my assumption. Until I realized, holy shit, I'm telling myself that story, man. Break that hypnosis. And I started seeing myself fit, strong, having the weight, the muscle, the weight, and it comes easy and it's normal and it's who I am. Today I'm 94 kilos. I'm very happy with my body. I'm very happy with the way I exercise. I'm very happy with my fitness level and the races and everything I do. But it came not because I changed my diet or get a personal trainer. It changed because I finally let go of that belief system that was holding me back. And when I used to be shy and self-conscious and so on, one of my biggest beliefs was that I'm too tall. I had so many stories about what is wrong with me and I'm this and that, like imperfection and self-conscious about certain part of my body or my personality, or I should be this or like this. When I dropped those crazy freaking stories and I started changing the way I saw myself and changing the way I talk to myself and changing the way and starting appreciating myself and seeing my value and seeing my personality is good and great, I started feeling more confident. I started being more charismatic. I started attracting better people. I started attracting better relationships. It's not rocket freaking science. We could say when you put it like this, when you experience it, it's common freaking sense. The biggest challenge is that so often we're not even aware of what goes on here, especially those deep core beliefs. In my business, I constantly have to become aware of the assumptions I create about finding clients, about marketing, creating contents, about all those things you have to do to run a business, to make money, to be successful. And in the past, I can see that, I always say that being in business is the biggest spiritual journey because you always have to shed the skin and reinvent yourself and grow and let go of limiting beliefs and thought and who you are and go to the next level, right? So your business helps you evolve. And to evolve, you gotta let go of what's old. You gotta let go of what served you to a certain point and no longer serve you, no longer useful, no longer needed. And that's the part of life. That's the hardest part, and that's the most important part, right? Often we try to change everything and everyone around us and to make sure we control and micromanage everything. And if this was like this and this was like that, then maybe we drive ourselves crazy overthinking shit, focusing on what is actually not the real cause of our experiences and why we're stuck, why we struggle, why we feel certain things. You gotta first go between yourself. What are the stories? What are the beliefs? What are the core assumptions about yourself, about your job, about your life, especially those areas of your life where you're not happy, where you're stagnating, where you're not getting what you want. I guarantee you there are belief systems, there are limiting thoughts, there are things there that needs to be upgraded. And when you do, you will start seeing the result of that. Because the beauty of this is that this works both ways. You can see here, I am blessed, right? I frame my environment, right? Like everywhere I have reminders so that I can subconsciously focus on what I want to create, the mind, the thoughts, the identity, the life I'm creating, right? So I put things in my environment that remind me, that allows me to focus, that when I see it, I'm reminded I am blessed, I am lucky, I'm great, I'm rich, I'm this. Like it reminds me, it creates a mental picture of who I want to be, because when you saturate your mind over and over and over again, your subconscious mind starts to be rewired, reprogrammed. You start to believe in your things and you start to act, you make different decisions, like your energy change, everything starts to change. It's like a momentum But if you keep letting the same old information, the same old voice, the same old inner demon, the same old limiting people in your life experience restrict you, inhibit you, you can't freaking take off. And your life will become very predictable. So this is an inner game first. This study shows you very cleanly that sometimes the answer is not in everything around you, and it's not in overcomplicating everything, but it's first creating alignment between yourself in how you think, in what you believe about yourself, creating the openness to receive and live what you want to actually do. When you do that, I guarantee you, your life will change accordingly, because life is only a mirror, always echoing your deepest belief, your deepest thoughts. You become what you think about most of the time, and that is the strangest secret in the world. And if you need help with that on your journey, if you don't know what's holding you back, why you're stuck, what is happening in your life, you can book a coaching session with me down in the description. Together, we can help you break free, transcend, and create the life and reality that you deserve. The link is down in the description, guys. Hit that subscribe button. I will see you next time. Be well.